Hello and welcome. Happy New Year, 2025. Woohoo! I'm John Ball, and today I want to talk to you about progress in AI. We keep hearing that AI has been accelerating over the last couple of years, but fundamentally, nothing's really changed much since the 1950s when our AI was first named. What's going on? And what I'm going to do is draw your attention to Moravec's paradox. Moravec was one of the researchers of AI in the 1980s. He was working with other people that have expressed the same opinion, Marvin Minsky, the Australian Rodney Brooks from MIT's AI lab. And the point I wanted to make is that Moravec's paradox says that the easy things of AI, things like proving theories and doing number crunching, checking every word on the internet and indexing it, that's something that machines are really good at, AI, and humans aren't that good at. And then things that humans and animals are good at, like motion and sensory control, well, those things are easy for us, but really hard for AI. AI doesn't do very well, and I'm going to show you a demonstration of what we should be able to do in this upcoming video. So let's move on to it. We'll start with animal skills. So what is it that an animal does? Well, here's a dog. I'm going to bounce this ball behind it. Notice that it's changing direction very quickly. It's nearly 180 degrees. It's locked onto the ball. It knows what it's doing. It's jumped. It's caught the ball, all legs off the ground, back legs, front legs. It's had a good shock absorber there over this uneven ground. Now it's got a Christmas jacket. She's very good at this. Now, this is as hard as it gets. This is like a 180-degree turn. She's locked her eyes onto the ball. The legs are moving independently. A couple of bounds going there. Leap, got the ball in the middle of her mouth, legs touching the ground. Notice that she's not looking like she's about to fall over, despite the fact the ground's uneven. There's all of these visual distractions that she has to deal with. Now, let's compare the dog with robotic skills. And what I did was I looked at robots in 2024. I looked at a couple of YouTube videos, and these ones popped out as examples of bipedal robots that, in theory, could take over human jobs. So here's one. You can see that's the vision capability that this particular robot's got. Here's the Tesla robot. It's picking up an egg, and it's got sensors in the end of its fingers so that it doesn't crush the egg, but it doesn't look human-like. Like no human drops an egg like that. We would feel it as we put it into that egg cup. It doesn't walk like a human. Looks a bit like a human. That's not how we walk. And here's one that's definitely not going to walk like a human. Well, it's not going to stand like a human because we're made of bones and muscles, and the roughly 650 muscles in our body are designed to move us in a particular way. And I'm going to get back to that at the end of the video. So the argument goes that there's not enough human workers at plants, and so robots like this can replace us. I'm not convinced because I don't like how this robot's moving. It's not feeling this piece of sheet metal going into place correctly. That was the right result there, but there's something about the way this thing walks and the way it's moving that's just not animal-like. And if we could fix that, here's vision. There's the actual landscape, and there's the robot's landscape view. It's not good enough. Here's opening a bottle. Notice it just throws the cap onto the floor or something. Not very good. And here's one that's working out how to move some objects. It's important to be able to move objects, don't get me wrong, but imagine if we could do it like a human, and there would be a lot more jobs that we could do. But what's hard for AI is easy for humans, and vice versa. Notice the peeling here doesn't look like a person doing it. What's the sense of touch is missing. Let's have a look at. So there's spreading, I don't know, some salt or something. That's not how we pour things from a salt shaker. So we've got some work to do in order to make these more human-like, and it can be done. And the question is, how would we go about that change? Because since the 1950s, we've been doing the same types of things again and again to create breakthroughs in robotics and in AI, and we're still waiting. It's not there. Those robots from the first one that has something like $190 million invested in it from Oregon, from an Oregon company to the Tesla robot and others. So there's no shortage of investment, and yet the dog just wipes the floor with capability. It's just poetry in motion by comparison. But the point is that for me to move my arm, there's an awful lot of muscles being synchronized. If I do more complex actions like serving a tennis ball, it's exponentially larger and more complicated. And the reason we're not doing that with robotics today is because we're looking at mathematical models to control lots and lots of motors all at once. And sensors are similarly built like you take a stream of video input from a camera, you compress it, and then you have to unpack it and try and work out something that the eyes of animals have mastered something like 500 million years ago. So there's a lot of evolution that we could be studying so that we can take advantage of these things. And I've already shown that this works really well for language-based systems, which are really at the high end of the expertise needed for animal-like skills. So that's it for today. Just wanted to whet your appetite with what we're going to be talking about in 2025. And I think for now, Happy New Year. Hope you've had a good start, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.